Hi, my name is Sam Klass. I'm the owner of Chick-fil-A Audubon. I started with Chick-fil-A in 1998, and I started as a team member working at the Exton Square Mall for Jay Walsh. I worked at the mall for 5.5 years for Jay before he got selected as a multi-unit operator, and we opened up Lionville freestanding restaurant. I went there as the general manager from day one and spent about a year there before I was trained to become what Chick-fil-A calls an interim manager. In the summer of 2005, I essentially got a phone call on a Thursday that Monday was going to be my first day as the interim manager at Chick-fil-A Audubon. To be honest with you, it was a struggle here at the beginning. I spent a lot of time cleaning the restaurant up, getting new people in the restaurant, and it was, the turnaround was slow, but it came, it was really positive signs that it came around. Chick-fil-A has been a huge part of my life. And no bigger way has it been a part of my life than the fact that I was able to meet my wife, Erin, here at Chick-fil-A Audubon. When I took over in August of 2005, I would work in the mornings, and we open at 6:30 in the morning, and the drive-through is really where all our guests come through first thing in the morning. And there was 2 girls that would come through the drive-through every single day at the same time, and sometimes they'd be my first customers of the day. And you start to get to know guests, and you start to talk, and at one point, I asked them, just kind of where they live and different things like that, and found out they were actually moving to Westchester in December of 2005. And I said, well, hey, how about that? I've lived in Westchester for years. I graduated from Westchester University. I said, hey, well, it's great. And I kind of was on the spot. I didn't know what to say. And I was like, well, I can help you move, A little weird, but they didn't seem to think that, I guess, or they didn't tell me that anyway at the time. They were coming into the restaurant regularly every single day for breakfast, and then I switched to nights. And so with that, I wasn't seeing them anymore. And so unbeknownst to me, one of my leaders who was working in the morning was still being an advocate for me to them. And she was kind of saying, well, Sam's a lonely guy, he lives by himself, and he's a great guy, but and one night I'm here actually training a new leader in the restaurant, and they come in at night, and it's the first time I'd ever seen them at night, and I said, oh, what are you doing here? And oh, we're just coming in for dinner. And finally, in December of that same year, I got up enough nerve to ask Erin to go out on a date. She came into the restaurant on a Saturday afternoon, I can remember it very clear, and we sat at the table there, and I said, she was drinking a sweet tea, and I said, hey, would you want to go out sometime? Maybe, not at Chick-fil-A, and we went out that evening. And it had started to snow that evening, and I, at the time, was driving a sports car that was not a very good vehicle for snow. And I remember telling Erin, call me when you get home. I want to make sure you get home safely. Well, she called me. She said, well, are you home yet? And I said, well, no, I'm not. I'm close. And she said, what do you mean? She's like, are you? I was like, well, I'm about as close as I think I'm going to get. I actually didn't make it home that night, and because I had to pull over into a parking lot because I literally couldn't go anywhere. We were engaged 6 months later, and we were married a little less than a year after that in 2007. Chick-fil-A has meant a great deal to me personally. It certainly has changed my life. I wouldn't be today where I am had Chick-fil-A not become part of my life. So I have a lot of people to thank for that, obviously, the gentleman I worked for and the others that surrounded me at that point. But I always will be a huge advocate for Chick-fil-A, more so now than ever before. But I'm just really happy that Chick-fil-A was able to help me become the person that I am today.